You've seen the headlines: conflict, alliances, threats, nuclear ambition. But what if I told you Iran's fate was written thousands of years ago in a book most people ignore until it's too late? Long before it was called Iran, it was Persia, a name scattered across the pages of scripture, not just as a footnote in ancient history, but as a divine instrument, a redeemed empire, a prophetic enemy, and possibly a nation with one final unexpected role. Persia wasn't just another ancient power. It was God's tool of both judgment and restoration. While empires like Babylon destroyed Jerusalem and desecrated the temple, God handpicked a pagan king, Cyrus of Persia, to liberate his people, finance the rebuilding of the temple, and fulfill the exact prophecy Isaiah had declared 150 years before Cyrus was even born. That's not a coincidence. That's divine precision. But here's the twist. The same nation chosen to rebuild Israel would one day rise again, this time not as a friend, but as a storm cloud over God's chosen. In Ezekiel 38, Persia is named among the coalition of Gog and Magog, joining forces with dark allies to rise against Israel in a war so severe that it will provoke God himself to intervene with fire, earthquakes, and judgment from heaven. You may think of Iran only in political terms. Still, Scripture reveals a hidden pattern. Nations don't just operate on earthly timelines. They are woven into a spiritual storyline authored by God himself. Go back to Genesis. The roots of Iran trace back through the sons of Noah: Elam, son of Shem, and Madai, son of Japheth. Elam's descendants led the Bible's first recorded international war in Genesis 14, attacking Canaan and kidnapping Lot. But Abraham, with just 318 men, pursued and conquered 4 eastern kings, proving that no power, no matter how large, can stand against those who walk under God's favor. Fast forward, and you see these same tribal lines become the backbone of the Persian Empire, rugged, independent, and strong. Yet God was never absent from their rise. Through Daniel, a Hebrew exile in Babylon, visions of future kingdoms revealed that Persia would follow Babylon and ultimately be replaced by Greece. Each empire symbolized by strange beasts and metals in dreams only Daniel could decode. The bear with 3 ribs between its teeth, Lydia, Babylon, and Egypt, was told to devour, and Persia obeyed. The ram with 2 horns, Media and Persia, charged westward without resistance, until a goat with a single horn, Greece under Alexander, struck it down with supernatural speed. Persia's destiny wasn't just political, it was spiritual. In the citadel of Susa, in the heart of Elam, a young Jewish woman named Esther, disguised as a Persian queen, stood in the gap between annihilation and survival. God used a woman, hidden in plain sight, to shatter the enemy's plan. Centuries later, wise men from the east, likely from Persia, followed a star. While Israel's scholars slept and Herod plotted death, these men from a once pagan empire knelt at the feet of the Messiah. But the final chapter is the one no one wants to read. In Ezekiel, Persia reappears, not as a liberator, not as a worshiper, but as an enemy of Israel. And God warns, "I will bring you against my land. Fire will fall, armies will be shattered. But even in judgment, there is still hope." Jeremiah prophesied that Elam, Iran's spiritual ancestor, would one day be restored. Judgment is not the end. Iran's destiny is not sealed in destruction, it's suspended in a tension between rebellion and redemption. And now you must ask, are we living in that prophetic hour? Is Iran fulfilling its prophetic role? And you, are you aligned with the author? Persia isn't just history, it's part of God's eternal plan. And so are you. Prophecies are unfolding before our eyes. Don't just watch. Wake up, pray, return. Subscribe to One Word Faith and walk in the light of His Word with us.